on the first one, if my slope is positive 1/2 and someone's going to be perpendicular to me, what does their slope need to be? We flip it and we change the sign. So you're right, it'd be -2/1, which is the same thing as -2. Okay, and then we have a point, so that's our slope. We have a point, which is -7, -4. If we have a point and we have a slope, we can definitely do point slope, which is y equals m x minus h plus k. I'm going to let my h be -7, my k be -4. So I would have m x plus 7, because minus a negative would be a positive, and then -4, and then I need to plug in my m. My m is -2. So I get -2x minus 14 minus 4. So my answer is y equals -2x minus 18. That one is a good problem, because we're still struggling with parallel and perpendicular. But more so we're struggling with writing the equation of a line. I know it said to write it in slope-intercept, but our last step in point slope is actually putting it back in slope-intercept. Number 2 is not my favorite question of the day, that's for sure, because we've not really spent much time on parallelograms. So I made a parallelogram ABCD, and it asked about ABC, which would be, ABC is this angle, and then BCD, ABC, BCD, that would be this angle. Oh my goodness, I finally understand now. I was being a blonde last period. I hate it when I'm a blonde first thing in the morning. If I were to extend this picture, you would know the answer. If they didn't draw it like this, and they drew it like that, and then so we have a rainbow here and a rainbow here, what are they supposed to add up to? Why? What kind of angles are they? They're same side interior or consecutive interior, so they're supplementary, so they add up to 180 degrees, so the answer is F. Man, sometimes just seeing y'all makes me smarter. Man. Okay, so if you want to have out some colors, I'm sorry, I'm being super colorful today, my bad. I'm going to teach you about some postulates today. So we've been talking about triangles and about doing triangle congruence. In the last section we talked about how to write congruent statements, like triangle ABC congruent to DEF, and about comparing rainbows and side lengths. Today we're going to do some more of that, and of course there are postulates that go with it. There are 5 postulates total that we're going to talk about. That's why you have 5 cards at your group. We're going to talk about SSS, SAS, and ASA today. So we're not going to talk about hypotenuse leg, the green card, and we're not going to talk about angle side, the blue card. We're not going to talk about those until I come back on Wednesday. There's potential there might be a problem or two with these on it tomorrow. Just guess. If you miss it, I'm not going to count off if you miss on these 2, because we're not going to talk about them today. Although hypotenuse leg is pretty easy, it has to have a right angle. So we're not talking about the blue and green. We're only talking about the red, the orange, and the yellow. And you can use these with your groups at any time, so you can always reference them when you get confused. So the first triangle congruent statement we're going to talk about is SSS, which is what it sounds like. Side, side, side. So all our sides have to match. First of all, I need to fix that triangle. It needs to have a point. We're going to call it RST. So side, side, side only happens when all of our sides match. I'm going to say this while it's on my brain. The 5 we're talking about are the only combinations that work. The bad word, yeah, I know how to spell ASS. That one's never going to work, and you have to never sit down on your paper. And then AAA is never going to work either. So if it's not one of these 5 combos that we talk about, it's not going to work. These are the only ones that work. I'll show you on Wednesday why the others fail. Today, let's just get these down. Okay, side, side, side. It means all their sides have to correlate. So for instance, BC has a 1 dash and ST has a 1 dash. So there's my S. They both have a side in common. AC has a 2 dash, and TR is a 2 dash, so there's my second S. AB has 3 dashes, and RS has 3 dashes, so there is my third S. This is why it is side, 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 because all of our sides are congruent. Now we have to write a congruent statement, like triangle ABC is congruent to triangle, and then we have to think it through with our letters. We could pretend, I do it color coordinate. I'm going to show you 2 different ways. You can pick which one makes sense to you. I color coordinate. You know I love colors. So if I said ABC, that means I did blue, pink, green. So on this one I have to do blue, pink, green. So I would do RS, blue, pink, green would be RST. That's how I do it. That's one way. You could old school it and like actually think things through and say AB was the 3 dash. RS better also be a 3 dash. BC was a 1 dash. So ST better be a 1 dash. You could old school it like that. Or, still more options to go. Mr. Barnes likes to pretend he's driving, and that you hit potholes and puddles, so the markings are potholes. So if you're driving and you do, I obviously hit 3 potholes, then 1 pothole, then 2 potholes, so I better do the same over here. Hence, I drive, I hit 3 potholes, I hit 1 pothole, and then if I keep driving, I hit 2 potholes back to the beginning. So you could compare potholes. Now his way is going to be useful when it's more complicated, but honestly, side, 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 all the sides match. We don't have any rainbows, all the sides match. And I'm pretty positive you can put it in the right order. Okay, we're not doing 9 through 12 today. We're only doing 1 through 8. If you had to look at the bottom on 1 through 8, which one would you guess is probably going to be a side, side, side? I heard it. Why number 1? What does it not have? Rainbows. No rainbows, so we're not comparing any angles. Okay, does it have 3 sides in common, or 3 S's? That's the question. So I know I can put an S on DF, and I can put an S on DE because they have 1 dash. I know I can put an S on FG and an S on GE because they have 2 dashes. Where's the third S? The middle that they share. DG goes with both triangles, so if you want to add dashes to make yourself feel better, you can. But it goes with both triangles. In fact, if you want to break up the pictures and draw D, G, F, 2 dash, 1 dash, 3 dashes, and then G, E, D, 3 dashes, 2 dashes, 1 dash. You can. If that would make you feel better. You can break up the picture. Regardless, they share that side, so obviously that side is the same length on both of them. So that's where that third S comes in. So when I write my congruence statement, I do it by colors. If I write F, G, D, then I did pink, green, blue, so I would do pink, green, blue again. But if you want to just compare dashes, like FG is a 2 dash, so my first one needs to be GE because it's a 2 dash, you can. Or you can seriously do it like Mr. Barnes. He says he drives from F to G, he hit 2 potholes. He drives from G to D, he hits 3 potholes. So I need to hit 2 potholes, then 3 potholes. So I'm going to do EG, 2 potholes. And then GD, because there's 3 potholes. You can do potholes. Whichever one makes sense to you to write that congruent statement. Although, honestly, second period, y'all could probably guess the congruent statement anyway, because you're pretty good at that. Okay. Any questions about that one? You understand I'm not going to be here tomorrow. You're going to have to do more of this. So do you have any questions about this? Okay. Which other one looks like it might be side, side, side? 5. What's wrong with number 5? Yes, they have the S in common because of the 1 dash. Yes, they share that DG side, so they have that second S. What's the problem? There's no dashes at the bottom on F, G, and GE, so we're lacking that third S. So we don't have side, side, side. So looking back at the directions, it says, if you can't write the congruent statement, then you should write not possible. So we're going to write not possible. So this is how they're going to trick us, is we're going to think we should put side, 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 and it's going to be missing some dashes, and we're going to forget to put not possible. Are there any questions about that? Okay, your worksheet tomorrow looks very similar to your worksheet for tonight. Oh my goodness, I'm telling you. But these can go so quickly sometimes. Watch it. We're about to do this one together. If you had to guess, again, which problems on your homework tonight were side, 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 which problems would you guess? 3. And it says show how you know. I guess we could show that they share that same side in common. That's sufficient for Miss Compton. What other problem would you guess is side, side, side? I would love to hear someone. Oh, perfect. Someone new. 8 and 10. I heard it. Thank you. Y'all are on it. Side, side, side. It already has it. Side, side, side. I might could add a dash there and just prove it to myself. Perfect. 3, 8, and 10. I know number 9 has no rainbows, but we'll come back to him. It's not 9. Okay, are there any questions about that? I'll flip to the back. Yeah, there's the back side. My bad. The one that says side, side, side is number 17, so let's look at it. The directions say, state what additional information is required in order to know that the triangles are congruent. So we already have the 2 dashes. We know that they share QS. So we have that second S. What's missing? RS and QD are missing their dashes. So you can draw it like that to show me. Or, of course, you could be a smarty pants and actually write it out for me. RS needs to be congruent to QD. Either way, you get your credit. Okay. Are there any questions about side, side, side? He's normally the easiest to spot. Sad day is that AAA doesn't work, but SSS does. Okay, and back to, you might be asked to write your congruent statement, so you might want to compare and say like triangle RQS is congruent to triangle. I did blue, pink, green, so I would do blue, pink, green, so DSQ. But you could also just drive and say, when I drove down DS, I hit 2 potholes. When I drove down SQ, I hit 3 potholes. So I need to hit the same amount of potholes when I drive on the other triangle. So RQ was 2 potholes, and then QS was 3 potholes. I'm hitting the same amount of potholes. Okay, if there are no questions about side, 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 let's move to the next guy. Side, angle, side. So the thing I would write a note to myself on is the angle has to be in between the 2 sides. If you want to add an or else, you can. Like, we're super serious. The angle has to be in between the 2 sides. So the angle F is in between the 2 sides that are marked. The angle A is in between the 2 sides that are marked. Okay, and then I'm giving away your homework problems again. There's an issue on number 7. What's wrong with number 7? This one would only work, this angle is out of place. It would need to be here in order for this to work. Because we want the angle in between the 2 sides. This angle is not in between those 2 sides. Therefore, these 2 triangles are not congruent, so it's not possible. This is how they will trick you. Because the first one sure does look like a side angle side. The first one looks good. It's that second one where they move that rainbow to a different spot, and they will trick you, and you will write side angle side, and you will be wrong. They're tricky, tricky people. Okay, back to side angle side on our notes. I know that that's an F. DF has one dash, and TA has one dash. FE has 2 dashes, and AC has 2 dashes. So I would write triangle, blue, pink, green, DFE is congruent to blue, pink, green, TAC. If you had to guess on 1 through 8 on the bottom, which ones were side angle side, which ones would you guess? Number 2 is definitely a side angle side. And I'm going to stop writing out the congruence postulates because I think you know how to do those. Okay, which other one looks like a side angle side? 8. Tell me why, Danny. What side do they share? Okay, they share the NO. So if TN has 1 dash, that's an S. PO has 1 dash, that's an S. Angle N and A, angle O and A, and then the S that they share is NO. So it is SAS. And it can't hurt to practice the congruent statement one last time. I did blue, pink, green with TNO. So I would do blue, pink, green again with PON. Okay, you're very smart. You're very smart. What should I put on number 3? Why? It's not the angle in between. It would need to be angle S. It would need to be angle B. So it's not possible. Number 3 is not possible. Okay. Number 4, we're not going to do right this second. Why are we not going to say number 7?
Because it's none of the sides.
It's got how many, what's marked? 2 angles are marked. So we probably need that last option because it has 2 A's. So it's not number 7. What if I told you it was number 6? Well, I mean, it has the 2 S's. It has an S with HL. It has an S with ML. It has a S with KL. It has an S with LJ. And this is what I would write on my paper, because this is the thing of the day, really. Anytime you see a bow tie, bow ties mean vertical angles. Tell me about vertical angles. They're always congruent. So anytime you see a bow tie, that's their way of telling you to add markings to those vertical angles. There's that A. It did have it. So I could go to number 4 and add in bow tie, rainbow markings as well. Anytime I see a bow tie, that means I get to add in rainbow markings because I have vertical angles, and vertical angles are congruent. Okay, so if I were to write my congruent statement on number 6, I would probably do HLK, which I'm saying that's green, pink, blue. So I would do green, pink, blue again, which is MLJ. I can forgive you for now if you keep messing this up. I can't forgive you if you don't recognize it side, 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 or side, or angle, side, angle. I can't forgive you for not recognizing the postulate. I can forgive you for flopping the congruent statement for now. Okay, and then obviously we still have that one last bad boy to talk about. So we talked about side, 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 all 3 S's. Side, angle, side. The angle has to be in between. Angle has to be in between. Angle, side, angle. The side has to be in between the 2 angles. So my note is that the side has to be in between the 2 angles. He's in between them. So they both have a 1 rainbow. They both have a 2 rainbow. So if I wrote triangle WOT, in my mind I went pink, green, blue, so I have to do pink, green, blue again, which would be FVE. But, again, you're very smart. If I wrote WO, you know that goes with FV. So if I wrote WO, I think you know to write FV, even if you can't see the colors. I still think you can do that. Okay, so we've skipped some problems at the bottom. I guess we should go look at those now and see maybe if they're angle, side, angle. I mean side, angle, side, geez Louise. Angle, side, something. Something. Okay, number 4. I see an A with angle H and angle N. I see an S with HL and LN. I see my other A with the 2 vertical angles, so I have angle, side, angle.
Miss Compton?
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, was Kaylee Means in first period?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I'm sorry. Thank you. Okay, so if I had to write that, I would write pink, blue, green, so HLK. K is congruent to pink, blue, green, MJL. And then last but not least, they share this side, so there's an S there, and the side is in between the 2 angles, so there's an A there, an A there, and an A with the 2 rainbows. Okay, I will stop talking if you can tell me the congruent statement to write. It is ASA. If I do ONT, that's green, blue, pink, so I need to do TOA. Danny's got this. Good. Okay, the good news is, so when you're practicing today, you know, eventually if you come show me you've got this one done for your class ends, I'm going to show you my key so we can make sure we're on the same page. Okay? Otherwise, this and the other worksheet I'm going to leave for you are going to be due tomorrow. And you got that other worksheet due Wednesday. You got a lot of junk due for me, geometry. If you have a question you want to ask me, please do. You are more than welcome to use these cards as you work, in case you forget. Okay, I have tons of stuff to pass back out to you too. Let me get that out.